Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're completely demystifying the silent signals of attraction. We're going to take all the guesswork out of human connection, and we're doing it by looking at these mysterious interactions through the fascinating data-driven lens of behavioral psychology. So if you've ever felt, just utterly confused trying to read someone's interest, you are in the exact right place. We're going to break down exactly what you need to look for.
Okay, let's just dive right into this. I want to ask you a serious, almost secret question. Are you missing perfectly clear invitations simply because you think everyone is watching and judging your every move? It's a hugely common trap, and it literally blinds us to the reality of what is actually happening right in front of our own eyes.
And that trap actually has a name. It's called the spotlight effect. It creates this massive wall of internal anxiety, right? It makes you feel like you're constantly under a microscope. But psychology shows us something incredibly empowering here. When a woman actually wants to be approached, she isn't judging you from a distance. No. Instead, she is actively and externally creating psychological safety for you through very specific physical postures. Our job is just to learn how to spot them.
Section 1, Decoding the Physical Space. Starting at the macro level, the very first sign of this psychological safety is when she physically unfilters her space. Watch for her actively moving away clutter. It could be moving a glass to the side, pushing away a menu, or stepping out from behind a table or chair. She's subconsciously clearing the physical path between you and her. She's removing those obstacles to make an approach super easy and perfectly safe. Now, jumping over to another highly spatial cue, which is our fourth sign, this is when she intentionally moves away from her social group. And guys, this is absolutely not an accident. When she steps away from the safety of her friends, she's flashing a massive green light. She is showing you that she values a quality interaction way more than social ritual, and she's openly creating that private space you need for a real, uninterrupted conversation. Section 2, the body language signals.
Moving inward to the body itself, let's look at the second sign. The psychology behind a relaxed, open posture is totally fascinating. Because it isn't just about looking approachable, it clearly signals that she has low social dependency. She isn't tightly wound, she isn't nervously clutching her phone, and she isn't closed off. She's perfectly comfortable in her own skin. And that baseline of comfort, that's meant to put you at ease too. And this brilliantly illustrates our fifth sign, which centers around a psychological concept called interoceptive awareness. Essentially, this is the act of listening to and physically responding to your body's emotional signals. In real life, you'll see her subconsciously responding to the excitement or nervous energy of attraction by subtly adjusting her clothes or, absent-mindedly playing with her hair. It is a literal, physical manifestation of her internal emotional state reacting to you.
Which brings us to the seventh sign, and that happens when her body naturally leans in toward you. Now, this is a profound indicator. Psychology tells us that leaning in shows you she is what we call a deep processor. She's not interested in superficial distance. She physically craves depth, meaning, and a much closer connection to whatever it is you might bring to the table.
Section 3, eye contact and energy. Now we're getting to the deeply chemical and energetic layer. And here we find our third sign, selective self-presentation. I bet you've experienced this before. She makes highly intentional locking eye contact with you, and then, purposefully, she looks away. It feels like a mixed signal, right? But actually, it is a highly evolved biological trigger. Here is the absolute wildest part. That simple split-second act of looking away triggers what's known as a dopamine reversal in your brain. The exact moment that eye contact breaks, your brain experiences a sudden dip in dopamine, which biologically drives you to want to seek her attention just to get that chemical reward back. I mean, she is literally hacking your neurochemistry to make you want to approach her. It's brilliant.
Moving on to the sixth sign, and this one relies entirely on the invisible realm of energy. Instead of being erratic or overly animated, she's going to maintain a very steady, calm energy in your physical presence.
And why does she do this? Well, because her steady energy acts as a literal biological invitation. It physically prompts your brain's mirror neurons to sync states with hers. So by staying calm and open, she is biologically slowing down your internal anxiety. She's making it physically easier and a lot more comforting for you to finally step into her space.
Section 4, Mastering Meta-Awareness. Look, just knowing these signals isn't going to cut it. You actually have to shift your mindset, and you do that through a strategy called meta-awareness. This is the active, deliberate process of training your brain to externally observe these clear approach signals instead of endlessly obsessing over your own internal anxieties. It's about stepping outside of your own head to observe reality exactly as it is. By mastering meta-awareness, you're training your brain to spot these subtle, scientifically grounded green lights that most people completely miss simply because they're too busy worrying about themselves. So, it all comes down to a very distinct choice in every single social situation. You can remain trapped in the internal illusion of the spotlight effect, totally convinced that everyone is judging you. Or you can choose meta-awareness. You can choose to externally observe the psychological safety a woman is actively creating for you, from unfiltering her space, to her open posture, to her interceptive awareness, all the way to that dopamine-hacking eye contact. It's all there just to invite you into her world. This completely flips the script from fear straight to opportunity. Make sure you subscribe to this explainer right now so we can keep training your brain together. Because honestly, you really have to ask yourself, how much is a lack of meta-awareness costing you in terms of incredible, real-world connections? The signals are right there, silently waiting for you. So how many green lights are you missing every single day?